Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, for your Monday, we have a GM game between Railgan and hrrrufrr on Lost and Found, the latter edition. Bottom left-hand corner, the red Protoss player hrrrufrr. And then top right, we have the blue Zerg player Railgan, currently top 100 on the EU GM ladder. Whoa, that is a pretty darn disturbing image. Spitting it up above his hatchery. It's a Hydra with warping in pylons for eyes. Oh, Railgan, you scamp. He's using the metallic Mecha Overlord skin, and I don't recognize this one. Orange and blue, like the Denver Broncos of the NFL. Orange and blue are complementary colors, according to what my 5th grade teacher taught me. And oh snap, Forge first out of hrrrufrr. He's going to throw down a cannon rush. Railgan has published a guide on how to stop a Protoss cannon rush. It's on spawningtool.com. I'm going to drop a link in the description if you're interested. If I forget, let me know in the comments, and I will, I'll put it there. Okay, so that was weird. A little bit of a gas steal. Oh, for Ravagers. For no Ravagers. Oh, this is very interesting from hrrrufrr. I kind of like it. Bringing the drones down. Trying to do this thing. Wall him off. No, misses the wall off. Mineral walks out. The probe is almost dead, but doesn't get the full wall off there with double probes on both sides. The probe does get picked off. Another probe is in here trying to get inside, trying to throw these cannons down, just desperately trying to do whatever it can. Another cannon on the way. No, accidentally hitting the unbuildable bricks there. Were those drones? Another cannon coming up. This is just really highly dedicated out of hrrrufrr here today. And I think at this point you just go. You don't have enough workers, enough surface area for this. You just cancel this, throw down your hatch somewhere else, and call it a day. You got to get a drone out for it to do this, though. No, he's not going to do it. He wanted to make sure this didn't get canceled. This drone will be used to go out and throw out another expansion. A couple more cannons are canceled. He didn't want to invest everything into it. And actually, this one as well, he lets that one finish and throws up another pylon down there. What is going on with this contain? It is a gateway. Overlord here is seeing exactly what actually can't quite see up into that area. Can't see what's going on there. Drone comes down, takes a drone shot, scouts it out. Couple spine crawlers coming up. I think you really only need the one at this stage. More cannons on the way from hrrrufrr. This game is bonkers. See that double gas, that gas steal, the single gas steal was huge for hrrrufrr. That means no additional gas here. It's going to be harder to get Ravagers out for a Railgan spine crawler. Going to be used to knock down that assimilator. Really important, this assimilator. Not, well, actually not as important as getting this pylon down, apparently. This pylon power, this cannon, I guess we'll find out real soon. And no, it cannot. So this is an unpowered cannon here, which is a little bit annoying for hrrrufrr. Who threw down the hatchery inside the Protoss player's base on the other side of the map? I love this. I love proxy hatcheries more than almost anything in all of StarCraft. I try them sometimes on ladder, and they go usually fairly poorly, if I'm going to be honest with myself. They don't usually work, but they're fun anyway. Zealot comes out to knock down this hatchery, and I mean, it keeps the Zealot here rather than being up here causing problems for Railgan at his base. So unpowered cannon down. This one is too far away as it's warping in for the spine crawlers to reach. And Zealot is not enough DPS to take down this hatchery as it is warping, or morphing in, rather. That is building, especially building. Which, come on. How boring is that? How boring is it to say this is building? It's morphing in, is what I like to say. Another Zealot here. He really wants to kill this thing. 2 Zealots might actually be enough damage to kill this thing before it finishes. It's going to be close. Well, maybe not as close as I thought here. It's going to be into the red by the time it dies, but it's not going to be dead. That said, if you can kill it after it has time, or before it has time to get a queen out or some lings or drones or whatever, you've effectively won. And Railgan's not even interested. He really doesn't care here. Ravagers at the top of the ramp here, corrosive biling down these cannons. Couple spines not even quite burrowed there yet. Yeah, the hatch dies. The little broodlings are trying to kill one of these zealots. And can they get him? No. No, they cannot get him. So this is a pretty interesting setup here. Corrosive piles going down. Shield battery heals up. This is very Haz style here. Multiple shield batteries set up on these cannons. We have an immortal coming in here too. So this is going to be a mortal proxy. Very much Haz style. And probably get a Warp Prism in there, too, at some point. Yeah, I mean, Warp Prism could be the next thing coming out of that robotics facility here. 3 Ravagers here to defend, taking down one of these cannons. Nope, shield battery, man. Shield battery all day, every day there, healing that sucker up. Not enough Ravagers to actually get through the shield battery. That said, Ravager cooldown is less time than it takes for a shield battery to recover the energy that it spends from the damage taken by a corrosive bile. So this is a winning game here for Railgan. But if he waits too long, then there's going to be Immortals. There's going to be... It's basically a one-base Protoss versus a one-base Zerg right now, which no Zerg in their right mind would ever agree to. Yep. There's a Warp Prism coming out after this second Immortal, and just being extremely patient here at this stage are both players, really. Nobody going down the ramp, nobody going up the ramp. This one cannon, even if it dies, I really don't think hrrrufrr cares. hrrrufrr does not care at all. Big old wall of spine crawlers here. A Nidus network on the way. Now, this is the one thing, hrrrufrr, you cannot lose to is a Nidus network. You have to be aware this is a problem. This is a consideration that you need to be making, because any Zerg player that is stuck on one base is going to go for that Nidus. It's a desperation play, sure, but what else do you have? Honestly, Immortal's coming up that ramp, and gee willikers, that's a lot of spines, man. That is a full 6 spine crawlers. Drop in, thinking about dropping, doesn't quite like dropping up there. Again, shield batteries. This is a lot of shield batteries for hrrrufrr. That is an insane number of shield batteries. Check this action out, though. Hey, it's a Nidus worm off of the Nidus network. Now, at some point, you really should notice. Hang on, did he scout this? He did. He scouted the Nidus. Why is he not doing anything about it? hrrrufrr, why? You're on the GM European ladder, and you let this happen? Okay, probes just need to go. They need to get out of here at this point. He doesn't have enough minerals to build a new Nexus is the problem for that. A recall? What do you have to even recall here? I don't even think there's even anything to recall right now. I guess he could recall the probes out to this base down here that hrrrufrr has built. So, alright, fair enough. You may kill all the remaining structures here if you want from Railgan, but you're still one base to one base right now. I mean, well, yes, I guess the one base is here. 24 to 15 workers, but that's an oversaturation for you. Railgan, oh, if he can snipe down the Nidus, oh my gosh. Oh, come on. Come on. Come back home. Railgan is trying to come back. No, he's not even trying to come back home. He's like, whatever. Whatever, nerds. You kill my Nidus network. You strand my units on this side of the map. I really don't care at all. That's amazing stuff right there. A couple of Hydras out here, too. Some Mecha Hydras. Colossus in production now for hrrrufrr on the follow-up. This game, I've been saying this a lot lately, but it's been a lot of amazing StarCraft on the channel. This game is incredible. I mean, Railgan... I don't get sent terrible Railgan games. If Railgan's involved, it's going to be an interesting one in some way or another. But seriously, this is amazing stuff right now. All right, so hrrrufrr has entirely lost his main base. The only reason that anybody would think he was ever here was that there are a couple of simulators sitting here. Railgan is actually spreading creep in this location. Phoenix out to kill this Overlord that has been spotting for a while now. Really scouting quite nicely. And does Railgan, he knows about it now. Railgan knows about this base. I'm sure he had a good idea based on that Overlord placement previously anyway. No big deal. All right, Hydra's out. More spine crawlers here. The problem is Railgan's going to start to get mined out, and I'm not sure what he does, especially with Colossus out right now. Dang hrrrufrr. Dang hrrrufrr. Colossus are such a great answer to this Hydraless composition. That said, where did all the Roaches and Ravagers go? Oh, here they are. They're checking to see if there are other bases around. They could probably kill this one. Okay, so Immortal Colossus with a couple more Immortals in here. It's a decent army, and it really should be able to handle this. No, War Prism, you cannot die. You literally are not allowed to die here. Get out of there. Roaches just get owned by these Immortals. Ba-bam, ba-bam. Big-time hits, big-time bonus damage versus those armored carapaces. Where'd the Colossus go? Bring the Colossus in for this fight. Bring the other Immortals in for this fight. I guess he doesn't want to be that immobile. He wants to be able to pick up the Immortals as necessary, and if there are more than that, he can't do it. So yeah, these Immortals are just having a grand old time, wasting everything that Railgan had outside of these walls. That was amazing, disgusting Immortal play right there. Hydra's hanging out at the top of the ramp. We have the wall of spine crawlers. Still getting mined out here is Railgan. He's got 4 mineral patches that he is mining from. Extended Thermal Lance on the way for the Colossus. Maybe another Colossus would be good. How's his money looking? Not super great. He's got 16 workers. Decent number of gas, decent amount of gas in the make, but not a whole lot. He really just wants to start probing up as much as he can. Coming down to take down the Nidus Worm. I mean, not a huge victory, but he can also probably kill these queens. I don't know what the queens are. Just bring the Immortals down, get the War Prism out of there, and just kill the queens. That's what it is. The queens, I mean, sure, they could transfuse themselves, but they're going to run out of energy eventually here. What a weird battle this is. Immortal versus queen. Creep spreaded inside hrrrufrr's original main base. Wow, the queen's actually kind of won that a little bit. What the what? Transfuses, man. Transfuses for the win. Another Nidus network on the way for Railgan. Additional Colossus in production here for hrrrufrr. Coming down the ramp are these Hydras. They pick off a cannon, which they've been doing. There's another space here where a cannon used to be, I believe. Phoenix comes in, scouts, sees the Nidus network again here. And yeah, hrrrufrr is happily mining off a base that is not running out of resources because it is a lot newer than Railgan's main base happens to be. Another Colossus would be huge right now, but again, another Nidus network, wherever it's going to pop, is going to be really important. Nidus network down here would be kind of interesting, but the Colossus are not that far away. Is he gonna take... I think he's going to take hrrrufrr's old base. He's going to go ahead and set up in this location. I think it's hard to tell if this is in the way of a hatch. I kind of feel like it is. I kind of feel like it's in the way of a hatch. But that's okay. Killing your own creep tumor in that situation is really not big of a deal because there are other creep tumors in such close vicinity. All right, so the Nidus network erupts, sending a bit of fear into hrrrufrr's heart, but nothing is attacking him yet. So maybe he's not all that worried about it. He is supply blocked, though, which really hurts at this level. Come on, hrrrufrr. You can't be supply blocked right now. You need more Colossus. You need a lot more Colossus. And look who's expanding. Yep, natural base for hrrrufrr's old natural and main are being taken by Railgan's hatcheries right now, which is just beautiful. It really is just an incredible, incredible thing to see right now. We are trading sides of the map in an interesting way. Honestly, do you want to just come up and start going after these spines? Sure, why not? Immortals and spines, man. It takes Colossus a while to take down a spine crawler, but they outrange them, so that really counts for a lot. And suddenly getting through this wall of spines seems a lot easier than it was a couple of minutes ago here. Everybody evacuating into that Nidus network. Are you just really giving up on this base? He's pulling back. He's trying to make his spine crawlers be spaced out, right? So that they don't take damage from multiple swipes. Man, these Hydras really want to snipe down that Colossus. They get an Immortal. That's a pretty good damage on those Hydras. Getting that Immortal, Zealot tries to come in here.
They're attacking your base. Engage the enemy.
He does notice that's happening. And this Colossus Micro with the Immortal trying to finish off them spines. That Queen overextends a little bit and will die in fire. And a likely agony. Though she is a mech. So I don't know. Do mechs have pain receptors? I honestly don't know. Alright, so a couple more spines go down in tandem here. It is a close battle. hrrrufrr. These Colossus have just been doing so much work for him. 2 kills, 3 kills, 0 kills on the one. Boo. Boo for 0 kills on the newcomer. And the problem is that Railgan is now on kind of 3 base. I mean, this is... Technically, this is income. It's definitely favoring... Where are we now? Definitely favoring about 900 minerals per minute to 700 in favor of the Zerg player right now. Expanding again by hrrrufrr would probably not be a bad idea at this stage of the game, but the Colossus, man, just burning down whatever they can. Drones getting roasted here. Dancing back. Queen trying to attack on in. Does manage to get away before she dies, which is kind of a big deal. Losing Queens, losing anything at this stage of the game is a bad thing, but hrrrufrr expanding to the bottom right-hand corner. That Nexus coming up for him. He probably should have done that a while ago, but otherwise... What do you do? The lair? I don't think the lair can die, Railgan. Are you going to let the lair die? He's thinking about allowing the lair to die. And then he brings the Hydras in, hoping they're distracted by killing the lair. Major burnout there, though. These Hydras don't want anything to do with this at all. Are those drop lords? No, they're not. Everyone just went into the Nidus. It looked like maybe they hopped into the drop lords, but... Alright, so the lair is toast. There's no income from this base at all. It is a graveyard. However, Railgan is happily mining from 2 bases right now. It's 35 to 22 total harvesters. And yeah, the main base by Railgan is a ghost town. All this stuff is going to die. This creep tumor, if it got picked off, that'd pretty much be the end of all of these buildings, including the Nidus network, including the spine crawlers. But everybody heading on out. Railgan is happy. Happy to have spawned in the bottom left-hand corner here at about the 12-minute mark. If not earlier than that. Oh, and he's going for a Spire. Oh, Mutalisks would be so good here. I guess there's a couple Phoenix. Maybe not Spire for that. Maybe Corruptor. Maybe Corruptor to wipe out the Colossus, wipe out the Warp Prism. Nothing really these shield batteries can do about it. And these cannons, you just don't fly over them and you're okay. Additional Phoenix here, though. Overlords do have speed and they're flying away at about the right time. Yep, we're going to throw down that Spore Crawler off this drone, this poor drone that hopped up. Yeah, Spine Crawler's not going to do a whole lot as far as permanent damage onto these Immortals. One did take a shot, which hurts a little bit here, but that's going to be all she wrote for everything. Everything in Railgan's main base. He doesn't have any detection, so he can't kill these creep tumors, which is a little bit weird. If he can make one observer. He has the tech for it. That's all it takes is a robotics facility. Roach Warren going down, Extractor going down, Spawning Pool going down. But guess who's taking a third base at the 15-minute mark? It's Railgan. Technically a fourth base, since we count this as the 1, and this is maybe 2, 3, and 4. But it's a third base down in this bottom left-hand spawn position. Phoenix coming in and saying, aha, I see you have been a busy Zerg down here. I'm going to kill a bunch of your drones. Corruptors are out, though. Remember I said about Corruptor? It's Corruptor. Corruptor Hydra. Pretty good composition against this. Corruptors can deal with the Colossus, and then the Hydra can deal with the Immortal, and really any aggression is going to be very difficult. That's the problem with investing so much into this over here for hrrrufrr, is that they are useless to him. If these were Zealots, if these were Stalkers, if these were other Colossus, it'd be a much, much different story. Oh, look at all the static defense he's invested in. This is a problem. This is a problem for him, and this reminds me of problems that I have playing through the Warcraft 2 Tides of Darkness campaign on Twitch. By the way, twitch.tv/FalconPaladin. I've been doing that on Saturdays and Sundays for the last few weeks now, and there are a couple levels where I just spend too much on static defense, too many cannon towers, too many guard towers, and then when it's time to move out, I'm like, all right, let's make an army, and then my gold mine collapses, and I'm out of resources, and I lose. So don't do that. Don't overinvest in static defense in any RTS, especially anything that Blizzard makes. It's just a good life lesson to have. Good job bringing the Phoenix in, picking off a few drones, getting out of there before any of the Hydras and Corruptors can wipe you out. I mean, I don't know. We're close. This feels like the composition really does tend to favor our Zerg player right now. Lurkers coming in here, too. Remember what I said about no detection? Do you remember? Because I remember saying there was no detection at all for hrrrufrr. And as a result, these Lurkers might just do a little bit more than they should. Little dancing Hydralisk here. He's stuck between these two hatching eggs. Ah! That was gross. Ooh, Lurker mechs. I have not seen these before. Man, I like the mech skin. Just a lot of effort went into this, didn't it? More than other skins, I feel like. I don't know. I'm not an artist. I really shouldn't say so matter-of-factly how much effort went into anything that's artistic in any sense, but it just feels, they just feel better that way. Phoenix flying in. It's 121, 107 supply. Railgun's kind of running away with it at this stage. Lift the queen and kill her. Actually, not even bothering. Killing drones. Doing what you can here. Maybe not getting wiped out by the Hydras and the Corruptors that are chasing you. One of the Phoenix is gonna die. And the rest of them do manage to get on out of there. Another expansion for hrrrufrr. And all 4 of the Phoenix get out. I believe there are 5 of them. Oh, just kidding. 2 of them die. Now there are 3. So hrrrufrr Nexus warping in. He's got a Void Ray, which, pretty horrible against Hydralisks, as it turns out. I really don't know why he'd be getting a Void Ray at all. Maybe for the Corruptor, but you gotta be so careful about those Hydras. I guess he's just considered that he has enough Colossus that Hydras are not going to be a concern. You know what is going to be a concern? 1,000,000 Lurkers. He's got 5 Lurkers right now, and, oh, just kidding, they all popped. He's got 9 Lurkers right now. A 4th base coming in for the Zerg player at the traditional 4th-ish base location for this bottom left-hand spawn position. And we've got running around these guys, these Phoenix creep spreads, still here inside Railgan's base. I mean, not that anybody wants anything to do with this base. There's 1,000 gas here. And something like 1,000 minerals right around there, too. So definitely not even really worth taking economically. Zergling comes running into this 4th base and says, aha, my opponent has been working hard at expanding just as I have. Top left-hand corner for Railgan now. Is he going to max out in this insanely stupid game? Hey, look, detection's out for hrrrufrr. He made an observer at the 18-minute mark of this game. Who knew? Who knew he would do such a thing? Void Rays being used on creep clearing duty. Haha, Falcon said duty. Zealot on the edge of the creep, pushing the creep fairly well here is Railgan. APM for Railgan is about 400, 450 right now. His heart rate has got to be through the roof. He's expanding. He's making his army bigger. He's going for a greater spire here, too. I just feel like hrrrufrr is getting left behind more and more as this time goes on here. Does he have an answer to the Lurkers? His Immortal count is not really high enough to deal with the Lurkers, is the problem, really. That's why a lot of people ask, how come we see Protoss players going Immortal when their opponent opens Hydralisk? It's because from Hydralisk you can go into Lurker. And if you don't have a good Immortal account versus Lurker as Protoss, you're gonna have a bad time. Even these Colossus, man, You just run up with a lurker, burrow underneath these guys, and everything dies. These are armored. Colossus are armored. They take that bonus damage from the lurker spines, and they really don't take all that much damage from the Colossus themselves either. They're much tankier than the Hydralisks are. They have extra HP. It goes from 90 to 200 for a lurker. That's a lot more swipes. What are your upgrades looking like right now? +1 attack is done for the ground units for hrrrrufrr. And here comes a Railgun. It doesn't look like a huge army, but seriously, look at these lurkers. Kind of think about going in. The corruptors think about getting in there too, but the Void Rays with prismatic alignment will melt these corruptors so hard. Here's our battle, though. Where is the prismatic alignment on the Void Rays? Parasitic bomb going down on these air units. Lurkers burrowing in, getting some spines off there, but a lot of lurkers on the ground dying. A lot of Hydras are dead there too. Continuing to push forward, though, is Railgan. And there we go. There's the prismatic alignment. Void Ray is down, though. A Corruptor, nope, almost dead, but nope. And now suddenly there's nothing to deal with these Corruptors, and the Colossus are absolutely just here for the picking by these Corruptors. Railgun is wiping out this army. A Void Ray shows up, and he does have a bunch of shield batteries, which makes him almost functionally immortal. So they decide not to attack in here. Lurker's burrowing in. Does he have that upgrade? Did he get? He got Adaptive Talons. What a boss. Adaptive Talons is here. The Lurker's going to take down this 4th base. It's 157 and 94 supply. Railgun is up. Losses, 13,000 for Railgun, 11,000 for hrrrrufrr. So a lot of those are buildings, though. A lot of these are buildings that Railgun lost and subsequently replaced. It's really no problemo. We got Hydras running on down this way with some Corruptors. There are some cannons up here for hrrrrufrr in that bottom left-hand base, but it doesn't seem like it's ample defense for this many Hydralisks. Especially, I'm going to say especially based on something that may not be true. Okay, they actually have +1 melee or missile attack. So maybe not as good as I expected them to have. +1 air weapons. Air attack is done, though, for the Zerg. And yeah, we're just going to starve him out. You're not going to attack into this defensive position here from hrrrrufrr. He's long distance mining from this natural base right now. He's so starving for resources. He's almost doubling up, is Railgun. And there's the recall. 1 Void Ray dies, and a Colossus dies, and that's your good game. hrrrrufrr is out, and Railgun is your winner in 22 minutes and 1 second. Yep. That was an exciting game. Rail to rail, man, start to finish. Resources lost. Really started to get evened up towards the end there. 12,000 resources lost for hrrrrufrr and 13,400 for Railgun. So fantastic job. Broodlords were on the way for Railgun too. I mean, it's just, that was a good one. That was a great game. Some hostile pressure in the beginning here. Railgun managing to knight us out. I want to say that's probably the beginning of the end there. You cannot allow Railgun to just knight us out and wipe out your base like that. You know he had a Nidus network. I guess he just wasn't that threatened by it, but then it took him longer to get up here than he thought. The number of spines was probably too many. Railgun just outthinking the Protoss pretty much every step of the way there. Well done by him, and he gets the win. All right, so that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.